The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, members of the National Development Plan Committee are on Grand Bahama for the next 2 days, meeting with stakeholders to get input on the way ahead. Joan Davis Roll reports on the public sessions in 8 Mile Walk that was held this morning.
Officials from the Prime Minister's office in New Providence traveled to Grand Bahama Tuesday morning to begin leading the charge in promoting this major government initiative. With thousands of dollars in funding provided by the Inter-American Development Bank, their goal is to visit various islands to hold consultative sessions and generate dialogue with various stakeholders. This as they devise a national plan of action to help take this country to the next level.
The Office of the Prime Minister was awarded a grant of $450,000 to conduct a national development plan for the Bahamas. We want to ensure that this plan is not Nassau-centric, but includes the entire Bahamas. And so as part of this work, we're in the diagnostic phase right now where we're trying to understand the issues that face the people of the Bahamas. We are looking at economic issues, issues of infrastructure, social and cultural development, and also human development, and also governance issues.
According to Nicola Virgil Roll, there are some key areas of concern that figures prominently in their quest for nation building.
This is an extremely important exercise. It's one which really is the first nationally discussed inclusive plan that's been done for the Bahamas since perhaps its independence. It's one which will inform the way forward. It's called Vision 2040. It has a 25-year scope, so long-range planning, so that we can chart the course really for the future of the country.
The future of the nation's second city, she says, will have a definite impact on national development. This government official is appealing to residents to support this national initiative and let their voices be heard.
We are now just preparing all of the data, trying to get the background evidence, the information that can let us know and give us a true picture of the state of the nation. So we are here in Grand Bahama to do just that. As this is the second city, we had to focus quite a bit of energy to understanding the Grand Bahama issues. We would encourage, as we go between April and July, we're going to be out in full force in terms of our visioning workshops throughout the islands, throughout New Providence as well. And so we will have a calendar of events that we would encourage persons to participate in workshops and town meetings. We're going to use Facebook, we're going to use Twitter, and various different types of media to encourage all Bahamians, including online surveys and face-to-face surveys, to participate and have their voice heard in this process.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Well, a leading cruise line is developing an action plan that involves Bahamians. The final leg of training is currently underway and could result in some Bahamians securing employment with the cruise line. Megan Shepard reports.
The 50 young Bahamians who were recruited by the Grande Celebration several weeks ago, undergoing their final leg of the Standard Training and Certification of Watchkeepers program. Instructor and President of Cadets Maritime and Navigational Institution, Captain Glenn Lightbourne, says they focused on 3 disciplines, including the STCW, vessel personnel with designated duties, and crowd management. He says these skills will allow them to work anywhere in the world, and he believes the maritime industry is the key to restoring the magic back to Freeport.
Unfortunately, in the last 15 years, some of the magic has been lost. And I believe that the maritime industry is the industry to get the Grand Bahamians back on par and excellence personified through this maritime field.
Trainee Tony George has been in the maritime industry for 10 years and says this course is of major benefit to himself and the others.
From this point on, I just see it growing further and further, and I'm actually very excited that we actually get this chance for Bahamians to actually prove themselves and show what we're actually worth. Because this is a ship that always comes here to Grand Bahama in particular. So it's very important for Grand Bahamians to get on this ship. Since the ship is coming to our island, we need to sell ourselves.
Trainees Ivory Tinker and DeAndre Hepburn have both been in the field since high school cadets program. They say this program is unique in that it teaches them safety, responsibility, and how to avoid unnecessary accidents on board a vessel.
Of course, it's like crisis management and crowd control. It basically deals with like different situations when you go on board the ship, like what to do if a shipwreck or something was to happen, how to remain calm and to handle each situation like accordingly.
It's physical and it's theory. So apart from the theory, we had an opportunity to go in the sea and basically train to be each other's keeper, good stewardship, and etc.
The program unofficially ends this Friday, and a passing out ceremony will be held. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
In other news, the Grand Bahama Port Authority teaming up with the relevant agencies to address a situation that has caused quite a buzz. Exactly 1 week ago, an area on East Sunrise Highway had to be closed to the public due to an abundance of bees. Experts have been monitoring that situation and have now given the all-clear sign. Natalia Hall reports.
4 College of the Bahamas students were attacked at the bus stop at the Ranfurly Circus by African hybrid bees. Apparently, a landscaping crew was in the area, and the noise and vibration from the equipment agitated the bees and they went on the attack. Budget Pest Control was called in, and the area was then shut down, and members of the public were cautioned to avoid the area.
Immediately, we call one of the pest control companies to assess the matter and deal with it for us. And they came in and they advised us the species and the situation, and we then gave a notice to the public and shut off the area, alert the police, road traffic, the various bus companies to ensure that the area is safe and inaccessible to the public.
36 hours later, Budget Pest Control was called to the area again to complete a final check and deemed safe.
This area is now safe for the public. Once again, they not only use the bus stop, but the landscaping can also come back, because what we did is not only treat the existing area, but we also removed the hive from the area as well.
McIntosh adds that no one should practice illegal dumping because it can attract bees as well.
You'd notice, if you look in there, you'd see the garbage that would have been thrown there. And this is areas that bees look for to hibernate and begin to build their hives. And so where there's old tires, where there's just cardboard boxes, we're asking people not to discard it indiscriminately, but to take it to the Pine Ridge landfill.
The Port Authority and sanitation services are taking additional efforts to prevent such situation from occurring in the future, like cutting back verges to expose illegal dumping to ensure that the environment is kept clean and accessible. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Well, a local resident is concerned about domestic violence against women in this country. Sabrina Brown has her story.
Domestic violence is a serious threat for many women and has even led to death for some victims. As more cases emerge here in the Bahamas, a local businesswoman is expressing concern. Minna Winters says the most recent incident in New Providence was troubling.
I think she put the icing on the cake. And after she was killed, they tried to burn her up. This woman left 3 children behind, 3 small children. Last year, 16 women in the country of just about 300,000 persons were killed. And some of them in such a brutal and heinous manner. I mean, it just leaves your mind, it's just mind-boggling. So we're wondering what is going on in this country.
Winters says she's also concerned about the children these murdered women are leaving behind.
Who is going to take care of those children? Who is going to look after them? 16 women gone from this life. All of them are childbearing ages, except for the one. All of them. Some have 1 or 2 kids, 3 kids. Now, no one to take care of those kids.
This concerned mother and grandmother is calling on parents to pay closer attention to their children's actions, as she believes anger and uncontrollable behavior, particularly in young men, can be detected at an early age.
It's always back to parenting, and because that's the crux of the matter. Parents have to be parents and take care of their children. But in this society today, you have parents who are children themselves. So it's difficult to parent when you're a child.
She also believes this country needs a divine intervention.
We have to stop and we have to say, are we our brother's keeper? Our Lord and Savior Jesus said that. He said that we were our brother's keepers. We have to get back to that. We have to get back to praying. The other day we were talking about the same issue, and a friend of mine, she said, Meaning it's not that there's not enough prayers going around. He says, remember what the Bible tells us, that if we pray, we have to also turn from our wicked ways. And then she said that we will hear from God.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Sabrina. Switching gears now, the government's small home repair program is advancing on the island. This program is expected to go a long way in improving the standard of living for many families in the community in West Grand Bahama. Joan Davis-Roll has this story.
It has been a little over 3 weeks since a local contractor and his work crew moved into a community in Hebburn Town, 8 Mile Rock, and today the transformation of 3 houses, where a family of 36 call home, is well underway. The homes have been gutted, and a pile of debris tells the tale of the extensive work to be carried out. As the contractor on the project say, they're ahead of schedule. A brand new roof has been completed, the interior has been painted, and new interior doors are now in place. President of All the Way Construction Company, Hilton Brown.
Completed inside, plugs, electricals have been done, paint has been done, doors, and we're waiting on supplies for the bathroom to get the bathroom started.
Brown, who has been in the construction industry for the past 15 years, says when it comes to this project, there's one aspect that has proven to be a major challenge.
Well, the most challenging part was the roof. The roof was more a disaster than anything else. We had to take off roof, and then when we go back to the other side of the roof, it was so bad, we had to take off the other side to match it up with the new side. So therefore, what you're looking at now, there's a whole different roof.
Wow. So the roof is completed?
Very complete.
And then now I see some plumbing, some pipes are going down. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, the new pipes we put in now to go to the cesspit tank, we'll be trying to refine a cesspit tank in the front and see if that is still good. Basically, I got to wait for Morgan Plumbing to come and check it. And if it's not good, then we'll have to dig it up and put it in a new tank.
For the most part, crews have been working around the family who were not able to relocate during the massive reconstruction process. Brown outlined the next phase of the redevelopment.
We are here scheduled because the electrical part of it was the bad thing in there. It was a bird nest. So we had to yuck out all those old wires, put in new wires, and then redo it. Right now it's redone, and the way we look at it now, only like I say, we're doing the plumbing.
What's going to happen with the plumbing once you get started?
Well, the plumbing, we reconnect all the old plumbing and we put in new plumbing now. But we're waiting on our supply to get the water lines in and the cesspit tank.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us, the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
Welcome back. A number of organizations coming together today to organize and execute a community cleanup. The initiative, spearheaded by the Cape Grand Bahama Clean Committee, began in the Columbus Park area. Megan Shepard was there.
The Cape Grand Bahama Clean Committee partnering with leading organizations on Grand Bahama to pick up trash in the Columbus Park community. Environmental manager at the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Nikira Wilshcombe, says this is a year-round event aimed to encourage residents to get involved in beautifying their neighborhoods.
Every year we try to go to different areas of Grand Bahama to do a cleanup. We're trying also to get more communities involved and to take this as a personal stake. You know, it's everyone's business, and that's what our motto really says, that it's everyone's responsibility to keep Grand Bahama clean. We truly believe that our economy, our future, and our livelihoods depend on it. And so the more groups that we can get on board, the happier and the cleaner our communities will be.
Grand Bahama Parks manager at the Bahamas National Trust, Lakeisha Anderson, says that while their mandate involves the care of national parks, the organization equally recognizes the importance of the entire island.
We started the initiative at 8 a.m. We are also working today with the police department, and we're in the inner city near the Columbus Park area. A few weeks ago, the initiative started as a beach cleanup, but we wanted to make sure, do the partnership, to do a community that really needed to see a cleanup initiative so they can be engaged and understand that it's not just sanitation services problem, it's all of our business.
Education is key, because we want to start now to get the young people involved in this program. This is a very good initiative. It's a healthy one, and it helps to promote healthy lifestyle.
Acting Lieutenant Commander of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Omar Sanders, says this is the second time the organization has been a part of the cleanup and that the officers enjoy doing their part to give back to the community.
As a force, we are mandated to support and assist in such initiatives, and we are happy to partner with this committee in the cleanup effort today. We have approximately 10 officers out here today, and so far it's going pretty well.
The Keep Grand Bahama Clean Committee says to be on the lookout for the next cleanup initiative. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
The Hawksbill community coming alive with the sounds of Grand Bahama's many bands as they were paying tribute to the island's pioneer band that was formed many years ago. Residents came out to show their appreciation. Italia Hall has the details.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama and the Uniform Youth Organization, in collaboration with the directors of the Pioneers Marching Band, Boy Scouting Club, Pathfinders Marching Band, Bahama Junior Brass Band, and Legends Marching Band, paid a special musical tribute to the founding band directors and original members of the Pioneers Community Brass Band. They are called Grand Bahama's granddaddy of marching bands. Co-founders Ivan Johnson and Frederick Bethel were responsible for the formation of the Pioneers Community Brass Band more than 55 years ago in Pinders Point. Many residents turned out to celebrate their contributions during a special ceremony.
When Cecil approached me about a year and a half ago to look at the history of great communities like Pinders Point, Hawksbill, Lewis Yard, and Mactown, and begin to look at the great patriots that exist in these communities and the contributions they have made to Grand Bahama and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, immediately it was a go. And so what you're seeing today is a part of a plan that we have at the Ministry for Grand Bahama to begin to unveil and to begin to document the history that exists throughout Grand Bahama and to put it in a point where it can be archived for our young people to look at and to begin to appreciate in years to come.
Pinders Point, Lewis Yard, Hunters, and Hawksbill is blessed. Blessed to have these men who came on the scene when we had no music. When in church we hardly had an organ.
Former Member of Parliament Maurice Moore commended the members as well.
Say what you like, but music is the universal language that everybody understands. And Freddie and Iwan, Amos, and Willie, I was looking for my friend from Pelican Point, but he ain't here. But believe me, those men, as Reverend Pinder said, they provided music for Grand Bahama.
The ceremony ended with the members receiving their roses. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
So with us, Ricardo Lightborn has a check on sports when we come back.
Everybody, Sports Time, I'm Ricardo Lightborn. This one goes out to all of my preschool friends out there. Hey, it was great to see them today. The Grand Bahama is track and field country, folks, and this year's high school track and field championship is that and more. Here's some of the highlights. The fan support of this year's track and field championship was outstanding and exhilarating for the athletes. The under-17 girls 1500 meters was a record-breaking event for Bahamians warriors Cornisha Marshall. She set a new mark of 5 minutes 10.16 seconds, and she's smiling.
It was very extraordinary and very fantastic to know that I actually broke my record again. But Kurvda Jazz and Kurvda will be seeing me this year, and I think that everyone did well, and it was a good competition.
The boys under 17 1500 meters was a good run for the Jaguars' Elijah Swain. 4 minutes 37.63 seconds, and the time, he says, gives them point, and that's in Jaguars country.
My race was, it was good. Had to put your load inside it. Keep going, don't stop, even though you might get a little tired. Keep pushing till you reach the end.
Let's go to the girls in the 1500 meters, and the Bishop Michael London Warriors, Lanice Gibson, crossed the finish line in 5 minutes 17.19 seconds, her third gold medal of this year's championships.
I improved a lot,
over the past track season. So I feel like this is one of my best seasons that I ever had.
3 titles. How do you feel about all that?
Oh my gosh, I feel blessed.
The under-20 boys race was another classic finish. St. George's D'Angelo Robinson beat out Tabernacle's Ricardo Richardson for the goal. A very exciting run.
All I had to do is keep my pace and go there with the speed I go with and finish at the end in the scroy.
Are you happy the way that you performed during the whole championships here?
I was happy in the way, but some event I wasn't happy in.
Well, Tabernacle Falcons won the senior title with 626 points. St. George is finishing second this year. Jack Haywood right there with third, and also in the junior division, let me tell you, the Panthers' assistant member Tricia Russell did well, 492 points, and Jack Haywood second, and Tabernacle third, Igmar Rock and Bishop Michael in that order. We'll give you more on the track and field stuff for you tomorrow. Well, the Abaco Basketball Association on court over the weekend. The Young Legends blasted the Cooperstown Showtime 88-46. Edney Bethel Jr. 29 points in this one, and Timothy Bullitt had 22. The KS Oilers nipped Dundastown Rebels 50-49. Shaquille Adderley had a 21-point game, and Lorenzo Davis had 18 in losing cause. The Abaco Little League also in play on the weekend. The North team defeated South Abaco 8-5. Catcher Vernon Johnson was 3 for 3 at the plate and 5 RBI. Brother Veron Johnson also picked up the win and gave up some 5 runs on 5 hits and struck out some 9 batters. And also Caleb Albury was tagged with the loss. We can tell you also that the 3rd annual Sherwood Sims basketball tournament over there in Abaco is set for this coming Saturday at the Zion Baptist Church in Murphytown, Abaco. Junior and senior play should be an awful lot of fun. Bert Bell is our race director for our Fun Run and Walk on Saturday. Y'all know Bert Bell. You don't come in and register by Friday by 5 o'clock. You can get your feelings hurt Saturday morning. Don't do it. Come register. That's sports.